Morning, everybody. It's another episode of Intellectually Honest, unedited, uncut. We gonna get right into it. Before we get started, y'all know the deal. Go ahead and do all that fly the YouTube algorithm likes, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and most definitely hit that notification bell. That way you be notified every time I drop. If you've been keeping up with the counter, then you know we did it. We hit that milestone, 300 subscribers. It's amazing. It's more than I thought I would have at all when I first started doing this. You guys have really held me down. This is all thanks to the people tuning in and tapping into Intellectually Honest, the people who chop it up with me in the comment section, who go and they give me their own takes about things that I have a take on, whether they agree with me, whether I'm tripping, whether they, y'all guys hold me down. This is great news for me and for the channel. So I had somebody a little while back ask me if I would start doing live streams, and that's definitely something that's crossed my mind. But I would like to get a little bit more subscriber, a little bit more of a following before I started doing that. But that's definitely something that could happen down the line. And when it does happen, I need y'all to continue to hold me down. I want to see all y'all in the chat, responding and getting active and stuff. Hold me down like y'all hold me down right now and thus far. So without further ado, we can go ahead and open up. So I got some Celtics game for y'all. I got some Celtics content for y'all. You know I'm a Celtics fan at the end of the day. Lonzo Ball is my favorite player, and he plays for the Bulls. But at the end of the day, my guys are the Boston Celtics. So we gonna open up. So I saw the game last night, and I got some takeaways from it. Jayson Tatum and Jaylen Brown, the Jays, JB and JT, and the Boston Celtics hosted the Indiana Pacers on the parquet floor in Beantown in TD Garden. And what happened? I'm going to tell you what happened. I got the stats up, and we're going to get right into these stats, and then I'm going to give y'all my takeaways from the game. Out the gate, Jaylen Brown, 26 points, 15 rebounds, 6 assists. Stat sheet stuffing. 1 block, 3 block attempts. He wasn't that efficient from the field with 42.3, but he was efficient from the 3, and he was 1 for 2 from the free throw line. 0 turnovers. Great game by Jaylen Brown when it's all said and done. 26 points on 15 rebounds. I mean, this guy is a shooting guard, man. You know what I'm saying? Great game by Jaylen Brown. He's definitely one of my favorite players in the league. And when I look at the talent that we have on this roster, I'm really, it makes me even more disappointed that we're below 500 team this year. I really just don't know what to say about the Celtics at this point. But great game by Jaylen Brown, proving that he's very much worth the money we gave him. And I'm just super proud of how far he's come since we drafted him number 3 overall back in 2016. Moving on, we got the other J. Some would say the main J, the star J, Jayson Tatum. He had 24 points, 12 rebounds, and 1 assist, 2 block attempts. He didn't shoot the ball well at all. Sheesh, 33.3% from the field, 0 for 7 from 3. That is not great at all. He did hit 90% of his free throws, but he had 8 turnovers. Tatum, what, man? Come on. So yeah, not a great game by Tatum. The points look good at first glance. Rebounds are good. Crashing the board is always good. But yeah, Tatum just didn't bring it. He's very inefficient. And that's one of my takeaways also. If you stay tuned, I got a takeaway regarding Jayson Tatum and Jaylen Brown, really. So stay tuned for that. Robert Williams, if you've been tapped in since the beginning, then you know that last year I've been really advocating for Robert Williams to get into the starting lineup and get more meaningful minutes. Looks like this year with the new coach, that's become a thing. And from what I can tell, Robert Williams is not disappointed at all. This kid is an unreal athlete. I think that he's the key to really getting us to that next level. But it's a few things that we need to get taken care of too before that. But I really think Robert Williams is our center going forward. So let's get into it. 14 points, 12 rebounds. Get in. He had 14 points, 12 rebounds. They don't call plays for Rob Williams. He gets everything out the mud, out the straight hustle and energy and timing. This kid is incredible, and his skill set is growing. His confidence is growing every single game. 14 points, 12 rebounds, 4 steals, 3 blocks. Stat sheet stuff, and this guy's a defensive anchor extraordinaire at this young age. And I really, I'm just happy that we finally gave him that opportunity, and he's not squandering it. 100% from the free throw line, 6 for 6. And only 2 turnovers. Great game by Robert Williams. This kid is, he's an unreal athlete. I think he had 2 putback dunks last night. Incredible stuff. Moving on, Marcus Smart, my favorite player before Lonzo, believe it or not. Before Lonzo Ball got to the league, Marcus Smart was my favorite player in the NBA. He became my favorite player just off his hustle, off his energy, off his tenacity. Even if he ends up looking stupid, he gives it at 100%. I love, you just love to see that. Marcus Smart, 11 points, 3 rebounds, an assist, a block. Not a great stat line, but Marcus Smart, what he does doesn't always show up in the box score. He's what you call a transcendent player, in the sense that he transcends the stat sheet and conventional measurements of how you judge how effective somebody was. You actually have to watch the game to see how disruptive he is on defense. So great game. Not really a great game by Marcus Smart. He did have a positive 9 in the plus minus, which is the second highest in the starting lineup. And he contributed a lot to the win. Al Horford, same thing. He just did a lot of smart things, even on nights like this where he shot the ball very, very poorly. Because he's so smart, because he's such a savvy basketball player, we can have a night where nobody really was efficient scoring, except Robert Williams. Nobody really scored the ball efficiently last night at all, looking at the stat sheet. And we were still able to win a knockdown, drag them out type of game against a better than their record would indicate Indiana Pacers team. So that's the stats. I'm going to give y'all a couple takeaways here. First takeaway is Jaylen Brown and Jayson Tatum can can play together, but they both have to. I think the Celtics need to work on getting Jaylen Brown and Jayson Tatum off the ball, because when they have the ball, they don't assist. They don't get the other teammates involved. Jaylen Brown probably does it more so. Let me look at the stats real quick, because he's averaging 3 assists. How many assists is Tatum averaging? He's averaging 3.7, so about the same. I think Jaylen Brown does a better job of overall just getting his teammates involved and just keeping the ball moving, even if it doesn't lead directly to him getting the assist. I think he does a good job of not letting the ball stick. But that's not really saying much, because they both. I saw a stat earlier this season that amongst all the players who score at least 25 points a game, Jayson Tatum and Jaylen Brown pass the ball the least, and that's not good. And I think Marcus Smart called him out on it, which is one thing I like about Marcus Smart. He's gonna say what needs to be said. So he definitely called him out on it, and it helped for a while. But ultimately, we need to get it together. But Jaylen Brown and Jayson Tatum, I think they can definitely play together, even though it's rare that they both have good games at the same time. It's just hard. It's just hard to imagine. If you look throughout NBA history, some of the best teams of all time have all featured two-way players, two-way stars, and that's what the Celtics have potentially in Tatum and Brown. I think that we just need to get them off the ball, get a real facilitator out there, whether that be Marcus Smart or somebody else. I think Marcus Smart is an underrated point guard. He has great point guard instincts, and I think that he just needs to be trusted to do that with and given the confidence and knowing that, hey, we want you to run this thing, so to speak. Kind of like how what I say about Lonzo Ball over in Chicago. Even though Lonzo Ball does he clearly has more leeway than Marcus Smart has in his the Celtics. So that's takeaway number one. The Jays can definitely play together, but they both need to be off the ball. Takeaway number two. Takeaway number two. I don't think Jayson Tatum is a superstar. I don't think he's much better than Jaylen Brown. I think we may have anointed Jayson Tatum as that one of them guys like that, like them Kobe guys and them LeBron level guys. I think we may have anointed him a little too early. I don't see that he's that. You know, he's a great talent. Him and Jaylen Brown are great players, but neither one of them are like superstars yet. That's not to say they can't become that. It's just right now they're not that. They're not the kind of players that just put a team on their back and make it to the playoffs, or put a team on their back and win a playoff series. And it's funny because I think that they overhyped Tatum when Tatum was a rookie and the Celtics made that deep run and Tatum was scoring all those points. I think they overlooked or undervalued the other components of that run. The Terry Roziers, Al Horford playing the way he was playing, Marcus Smart playing the way he was playing, Jaylen Brown playing the way. They understated the other components of that playoff run back in 2017. And they just anointed Tatum as the new superstar of the Celtics, and I just don't think he's there. I think on any given night, to be honest with you, I think Jaylen Brown is better than Jayson Tatum. I think Jaylen Brown gives more consistent effort. I think he's a more consistent scorer, efficiency-wise. You know, of course, he may not be able to explode as big as Tatum can, but consistently, I think Brown is just a better player. And it kind of showed last night he was a lot more efficient than Tatum. He had more points, more rebounds, more assists, and he did it more efficiently. So I just think that we anointed Tatum a little too soon. I think that that's part of the reason that kind of got into his head to why he feels like he needs to take all these bad shots and all these isolation shots, because he feels like he's already arrived and he's like the new Kobe or whatever. And I just don't think he's that. I think that him and Brown both need to kind of fall back a little bit and trust in and kind of like play within the system of the Celtics. I think that's when you'll really see them impact the team and winning better, because this team has way too much talent to be below 500. I mean, you don't have a team with Al Horford, Smart, Robert Williams III, Jayson Tatum, and Jaylen Brown in the starting lineup with Dennis Schroeder, Enes Freedom coming off the bench, and you're just below 500. That's not supposed to happen. So that's my second takeaway. I just don't think Tatum or Brown, for that matter, are legit superstars yet. They're all-stars, definitely. Impact players. They're all-star two-way players, definitely. But they're not those like superstar players like a Kobe or a LeBron or a Curry yet. So third takeaway, and I guess I'll leave it here. Robert Williams, and it may be a hot take, but whatever. I think Robert Williams is going to end up being the most important player on this Celtics roster. He's the only player who you know what you can count on him to give you on a night in, night out basis. And and chances are, like, his floor is about maybe 12 and 10 and 3 blocks. That's his floor. That's as bad as it's probably going to get with Rob Williams. His ceiling, and again, any given night, he could go off and give you 18 points, 12 rebounds, 4 steals, and 5 blocks. And that's an amazing night. That's an impactful night, because he's gonna, like when it comes to centers like Sabonis on the Pacers, or Giannis attacking the rim on the Bucks, or Joel Embiid on the Sixers, you're gonna be lucky and glad that you have a guy like Robert Williams down there in the paint. And I'm just happy for him, really, the Time Lord. I'm happy for him to getting the opportunity to shine and kind of show what he can do. So that's about it. Good win for the Celtics. I'm surprised we had to go to overtime to beat the Pacers, but at the same time, I'm not, because we're right there with them. We're a below 500 team. And I really just hope we can create some positive momentum for ourselves and kind of just right the ship. Because like I said, we just have way too much talent on this roster to be what we are. So great win for the Celtics. Hopefully it'll be the start of something good. So thank you for tapping into Intellectually Honest. Thanks again for helping me reach 301 subscribers. And we're going to keep this thing going. We're going to keep this thing growing. And I'll catch y'all on the next one.